You know how many people who embrace traditions say something along the lines of talking about your feelings and venting are a part of the so-called woke culture that's destroying society. In the old days, people just focused on grit and survival. I'm not so sure about that. The history of venting is basically the history of being human. To add to it, I think the history of overthinking could be what happened when we were stopped from venting out loud. Think about it. Before therapy, there were campfires. Before journals, there were cave walls. When early humans painted on the walls of the Lascaux caves, they couldn't have been just decorating. They could have also been venting with pigment, fear, wonder, confusion, feelings they had surrounding the animal herds around them. All externalized because putting it out there made it more community driven and less scary in here. The first group therapy probably happened around a fire, not a couch. A 2014 study on hunter gatherers of South Africa found that stories and activities shared in a firelit setting increased bonding and reduced tension. Basically, prehistoric group chat energy. Then the Greeks called it catharsis. Aristotle wrote that tragedy purges the emotions, ancient Netflix therapy. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 100 CE, he basically said, let me overthink this in writing. His books on meditations, guidance, and self improvement feels like stoic venting disguised as philosophy. Was his work an ancient predecessor to this channel? I mean, if Pokemon can have ancient forms, why can't a channel? Even religion institutionalized it. By the 11th or 12th century, the church had confession. To purge your sins, sure. There's no way people walked out of it without emotional release and unburdening, but also with candles. Then Joseph Brauer and Sigmund Freud in the late 1800s, who looked at all this and said, cool, let's call it the talking cure. They didn't invent venting, they just put a couch under it. But somewhere along the way, industrial schedules, polite society, and the need to look put together told us that silence is maturity. Are we surprised venting turned largely inward? We discovered overthinking. Now we text I'm fine while mentally drafting a 12-paragraph TED talk we'll never send. I seriously doubt venting and overthinking are modern flaws or harmful effects of woke culture. It's an ancient instinct with no campfire left to go to. And if you're someone who embraces traditions and finds it hard to let go of them, talking about your feelings is one of the most fundamental traditions we have. If history teaches us anything, it's that humans calm best when they externalize what hurts. So write it down, say it out loud, voice memo yourself if you have to. You're not overthinking, you're just trying to do an ancient ritual in a modern silence. Be gentle with yourself. Do you think venting and overthinking are two sides of the same coin?